subscribe to my channel.
Before you scroll, before you tell yourself this doesn't apply to you, I want you to pause, because the truth is you're not confused about her. You're afraid you're misreading her. You're afraid of hoping. You're afraid of being wrong again. And what hurts the most isn't rejection, it's uncertainty. It's lying awake, replaying conversations in your head. It's analysing a 2-second glance like it's a crime scene. It's wondering, is she just being nice or does she feel it too? And deep down, you don't want games. You don't want manipulation. You want clarity. You want to feel wanted. So let's talk about something most men never hear explained properly. The hidden signs she secretly craves you. Not surface flirting, not obvious seduction, not the loud, exaggerated signals from movies. I'm talking about the quiet, powerful, psychologically rooted behaviours that reveal authentic female attraction, especially when she's trying not to reveal it. And I'm speaking directly to you, the man who feels deeply, thinks deeply, and maybe doubts himself more than he should. Let's begin. The first hidden sign is this. She finds subtle reasons to stay in your proximity. Not dramatic. Not obvious. You'll notice she lingers after conversations should naturally end. She doesn't rush away. Her body remains angled toward you. Even when others enter the room, her feet, and this is important, her feet still point in your direction. Psychologically, we orient our bodies toward what we desire and feel safe with. It's subconscious. It's primal. If she repeatedly chooses to be near you when she doesn't have to be, that's not random. That's nervous system attraction. And here's what you might miss. She may not even look at you constantly. In fact, sometimes she'll look away more quickly than expected. Why? Because desire makes us vulnerable. And vulnerability feels dangerous, especially for women who have been hurt before. So if she positions herself near you but seems slightly guarded, that's often not disinterest. It's intensity. Pause for a second. But didn't sign is microjealousy, not dramatic accusations, not possessiveness. But a tiny shift in her energy when another woman gives you attention. Maybe she suddenly becomes quieter. Maybe she teases you. Maybe she withdraws just slightly. And you might misinterpret that as losing interest. But psychologically, jealousy isn't about control. It's about perceived threat to emotional access. If she didn't care, she wouldn't register it. Attraction activates protectiveness over connection. She might not even realize she's doing it, but you'll feel the temperature change. The third sign is this, and it's powerful. She remembers the smallest details about you, the coffee you prefer, the story about your childhood dog, the way you get quiet when you're stressed. Here's what's happening psychologically. When a woman is deeply attracted, her attention sharpens. Her brain literally prioritizes storing information about you because you've become emotionally relevant, and relevance is the foundation of desire. If she brings up something you mentioned once weeks ago, that's not politeness. That's mental investment. And investment is attraction's quiet twin. Now, listen carefully. The fourth sign is paradoxical. She challenges you, gently, intelligently, playfully, not to tear you down, but to see what you're made of. Strong attraction in emotionally intelligent women doesn't look like blind admiration. It looks like curiosity about your strength, your stability, your depth. She might question your opinions. She might push back in conversation. She might tease your logic. That's not rejection. That's engagement. When a woman feels nothing, she doesn't debate. She disengages. So she's mentally sparring with you, smiling slightly while she does understand that she's investing energy. And energy follows attraction. Now here's where many men get it wrong. They interpret emotional fluctuation as inconsistency. But the fifth hidden sign is emotional nervousness. She may seem confident with everyone else, and subtly different with you. Her voice shifts slightly, she laughs a bit more, or she becomes unexpectedly serious. You might notice her adjusting her hair, touching her neck, playing with her hands. These are self-soothing gestures because attraction activates adrenaline, and adrenaline makes the body regulate itself. If she seems a little off around you compared to others, don't assume you intimidate her in a negative way. You may simply matter more. Let that sink in. The sixth sign is deeper and quieter. She shares something personal, then watches your reaction carefully. This is huge. When a woman is attracted but cautious, she will test emotional safety before she escalates connection. She might tell you about a past relationship, a family wound, an insecurity, and while she speaks, she's not just talking, she's measuring. Are you steady? Are you dismissive? Do you judge? Do you hold space? If she offers vulnerability, even in small doses, that's trust being extended like a fragile thread. And trust only extends toward desire. Now the seventh sign, the one most men completely overlook, silence. Comfortable silence. If she can sit with you without filling every second, if she doesn't reach for her phone immediately, if she exhales and just exists next to you, that's powerful. Because when someone feels no attraction, silence is awkward. When attraction is present, silence feels charged, soft, safe, electric. And here's something I need you to hear. Attraction isn't always loud. It isn't always cinematic, especially with emotionally mature women. Sometimes it's subtle because she's protecting her heart, and sometimes it's subtle because she's evaluating yours. Now, let me shift something inside you. You've been trained to chase obvious signals, to look for dramatic validation, to wait for neon signs. But the healthiest attraction often whispers before it roars, and your job isn't to decode every micro behavior obsessively. Your job is to become emotionally steady enough to observe without panicking, to notice without attaching your worth to the outcome. Because here's a deeper truth. The most attractive thing you can bring into any dynamic is grounded certainty in yourself, not arrogance, not detachment, certainty. When you stop trying to force clarity and instead embody calm presence, something powerful happens. She relaxes. Women don't crave pressure. They crave emotional strength, and strength is calm. When you're anxious, constantly analyzing, over-texting, seeking reassurance, what are you communicating? I'm unsure of my value, but when you notice the signs, appreciate them, and remain centered, you communicate, I know who I am. I don't need to grasp. And that energy is magnetic. Let me tell you a quick story. I once worked with a man who was convinced a woman at his office was just being friendly. He dismissed every signal because he was afraid of misreading it. She lingered after meetings. She remembered his deadlines. She teased him gently. She opened up about her fears, but he stayed guarded. Why? Because years earlier, he misread someone and felt humiliated. So he overcorrected. Eventually, she pulled back. Not because she lost attraction, but because she felt no emotional movement from him. Attraction needs response, not desperation, not over-pursuit. Response. When he finally shifted, not by chasing her, but by softening his walls and reciprocating her vulnerability, the entire dynamic changed. Not overnight, but steadily. And here's the lesson for you. If you see these 7 hidden signs, your job isn't to interrogate them, it's to lean in with quiet confidence, to mirror warmth with warmth, to deepen conversations gradually, to invite, not pressure. Say something simple like, I really enjoy talking with you. Watch what happens. Attraction grows in spaces where safety and mystery coexist. And I need you to release something right now. The belief that you must decode perfectly before acting. You don't. So in these subtle signals, she's already stepping towards you. Your role is to step to gently, steadily, and if you're wrong, you survive. But if you're right and stay frozen, a verify, you lose something that could have grown. Fear of rejection keeps many good men emotionally small. But rejection doesn't define you. Avoidance does. Let me ask you something quietly. When you think about her, is it obsession or is it resonance? Do you admire her because she validates you or because something about her aligns with you? Healthy attraction feels expansive, not frantic. If your chest feels tight and anxious constantly, that's insecurity talking. But if your energy feels curious, hopeful, steady, that's alignment. And here's the final mindset shift I want you to carry. Stop asking, does she want me? Start asking, do I feel strong and authentic when I'm with her? Because the goal isn't just to be desired, it's to be met. You deserve mutual craving, mutual effort, mutual vulnerability, not guessing gains that drain you. So yes, watch for the proximity. Notice the micro-jealousy. Appreciate the details she remembers. Engage in the playful challenge. Recognize the nervous shifts. Honor the vulnerability she shares. Value the silence she feels safe enough to sit in. But above all, anchor yourself. Because when you become emotionally centered, you stop chasing clarity, you attract it. And here's the truth that will change everything if you let it. A woman who secretly craves you isn't looking for a perfect man. She's looking for a grounded one who can hold eye contact without flinching, One who can smile slowly instead of rushing. One who can say, I like where this is going, without trembling inside. You don't need louder signals. You need steadier perception, and steadiness begins within you. So tonight, instead of replaying every mom, obsessively breathe. Trust what you observed and take one small confident step forward, because the man who is emotionally aware, patient, and quietly powerful is the man she doesn't just secretly crave. He's the man she chooses. And you listening right now, are far more capable of being that man than you've allowed yourself to believe. Stand taller in your energy. Soft in your fear. Respond instead of retreating. And remember this, attraction that is real doesn't need to scream. It just needs two brave people willing to move toward each other. Be one of them and watch how your world changes.